Hi and welcome back to my channel. I thought I would show my progress on the whole drawing thing so far. I started back in on the 8th of November 2024 and I lost interest, forgot about it, and I've since come back to it. So this, as you can see, was done on the 8th. It's a dragon, the first picture I've done. And this is just me testing out my pencils. This is, obviously just a short sword. And this is a shield. And this is my attempt at the time of a dragon sword. And I'm also being fixated at the time on dragons because this is me just practicing. And then this is me just doing like an axe, or two different axes, a bow and a staff. I can't remember exactly who this is, but I have a funny feeling it was Astarion from Baldur's Gate. It was done on the 9th of the 11th, so like the next day, along with a chair and a bing. Pretty basic stuff. No idea what my intention was with this, but the red dots are from shapes that I had at the time and somehow made it on the way on the page, and now I can't get off. Along with a heart and a candle. As you can tell, I'm still learning a lot. This is from the 10th, so this is a Rotunda in my local area, along with a bing, a dragon, and some crystals. Some butterflies. I'd like to take note of the butterflies because I've since made another attempt, and a penguin with rings for whatever reason. Yes, I'm Australian. Yes, that's a kangaroo. So this is on the 11th of the 11th. No idea what that is or that, but skulls. Didn't actually do too badly with that, but I think I was going more for a cartoonist effect there. Alright, so that is a backpack. No idea what that and that is. I think this is meant to be a chest, I'm guessing, but I obviously didn't do too good a job. I think I used a reference photo for this unicorn thing, and that is, yeah, true. And then I think this is just the random shapes. Okay, this was on the 20th, and I'm actually was proud of it at the time. I mean, obviously still got a lot of work to do, but it was the best looking drawing that I've done at that time. And yeah, just like random things again. Random face. So this was done on the 27th of the 7th, 2025, so this year. A bit under a month ago, and you can tell the butterflies still need a lot of work, but they do look a lot better. Just to compare, if I can find the butterflies. No, I cannot. Oh, there you go. Okay, so you can see the difference. Bit of a difference. Bit of an improvement, even though I stopped for a while. Although I think I did use reference photos, so that probably would have helped. A random aeroplane. I think it looks like Charizard, but I think it's just a generic dragon that I tried to draw. Really? Fruit. Yeah. A tank. And you should be able, in random corners, I didn't write them on every day, every page, but at on the drawing of the first drawing that I've done that day, I wrote the date on it. Yep, I had to write scrunchy because I knew I would look back at them and wonder what it was, kind of like that chest. This is me. I think this is roughly when I actually looked up drawing exercises. So you'll just see random pages like this looped throughout this. Case in point. Actually, pretty happy with how he turned out, but once again using a reference photo. And I do think that my better photos, my better pictures, was when I used a reference, kind of like this guy. I was watching a YouTube tutorial, hence the lines. And other than the lines, he actually looks pretty good in my opinion. Yeah, once again, exercises, random face. These are from the Demon Hunter movie, but the K-pop. Can't actually think of the name, haven't actually seen it, but it's really popular. Yeah, this is once again me trying to follow a tutorial on how to draw a dragon. And this is me failing miserable at it. And yeah, following more tutorials, which I actually think, like, obviously learning, but didn't do too badly. Okay. I'm going to go back to the first thing. So this is me trying to draw that original photo, the picture, because at this point in time, like, obviously I know I suck, still got a lot to learn, but this is me trying to show myself that I have actually improved. Still want to improve like the shape here and here a bit, but I'm really happy with the curve there and there. I feel like the eyes improved somewhat. I like how I've got the thing pointing out. The scales look a bit better. This could have came like out a bit more, but is what it is. And this human skull, which didn't turn out too badly, considering I'm still learning. This one I used a reference photo for. Happy with the shape of that, but I do think I think I did this bit before doing the door, and had I got to about this one and then did like sketched out the door roughly, the proportion will look better. And yeah, me just practicing. I think I got into an orc stage, so helmet and some hair, and then the start of an orc in some armor. This one I did upside down, and once again it's an orc in a helmet. Not 100% sure why I didn't finish the mouth, but it is what it is. This is once again probably one of the better drawings I've done. It's a little foo-foo. I mean, the shapes here could have been a bit better, but it is what it is. Face. This is me for a tutorial, trying to work out how to draw the proportions of a head. Which still got a bit of work to do, and yeah, me testing it out some more. This is me kind of using a reference photo. These scribbles here are meant to be trees, and in a couple of pages you'll see me actually following a tutorial. This is me trying to sketch the stuff that you use to clean your glasses, like the liquid that I had laying on my desk at the time. A shield, once again to show you progress. I must have got halfway through drawing something and then lost interest. And then this is me trying to draw the trees, or following a tutorial. Obviously still need some work, but it is what it is. And then this is me trying to practice shading. because I feel like I got inspired by the trees, and yeah, and then I think this is like, so I wanted to learn more about shading, and this is me throwing a tutorial on that. And then once again practicing like the shapes and stuff, and I decided to draw a like one of those old stone buildings you see out in paddocks. And then wanting to practice my shapes but do more medieval stuff, along with this castle. And then yeah, I must have somewhat got inspired and then lost interest and then never went back to it. These are influenced by the palaces in Japan and China. Okay, I'm actually happy with how the guitar came out, besides for the lines here. Yeah. The same with this sunflower. Mostly happy with how it came out, but the center bit needs some work. Okay. This is when I decide to try out colors, which I do need to do more of. And go back to the whole shading thing, although I don't know how well that worked. I did use a couple of different colours of red and yellow. Yeah, boat on the ocean. Once again, practicing line work. And then, yeah, I wanted to try and draw a dog. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted, but when I followed a tutorial, it did go a bit better. It just wasn't the dog that I wanted to draw. Yep, more sketches, more practice. So, a sword, or two swords actually. Back to the castles, and then there's also, I followed a tutorial to do an orc's face, and you'll probably see on the next couple of pages I became, yeah, focus a bit more on the orc in armor. And just a generic orc. This is done using a photo of an orc from Lord of the Rings. No, this one was the one using from Lord of the Rings. Not that it quite looks orcish, but you gotta practice. I mean, me wanting to practice armor. Throwing a rough tutorial from Jazza on YouTube. I'm going back now. And then, once again, an orc. And wanting to practice some, so this is like a chest piece, and these are shoulder pieces. I did the chest piece first, and then didn't realise I had left enough room for the shoulder pieces, hence why they're quite small in proportion to the chest piece. And then these are just me throwing a tutorial from Sam Does Art, I think, on YouTube. And yeah, that's where I am up to as of today. Thank you for coming with me as we go through my sketchbook.